Hi guys, this is Kazak bringing you another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on a game between Gorush and Nada, and this is the ace match of the Pro League game between SK Team 1 and Pantech X played today. And because it's an ace match, that means that the score is tied at 2-2. So this is the pivotal match to decide pivotal game to decide who's going to win the matchup. Gorush has been playing some really excellent StarCraft recently, and especially against Terran players, he has just been ripping them apart, completely destroying them as if they were mere novices in front of them, subjugating them to his wrath. And his fans are in uproar as to why he isn't getting more credit for his play. I still feel that he has yet to be tested in a proper straight-up match against a good solid Terran who actually has the ability to put him to the sword, and Nada definitely is capable of doing that. Nada himself has not been performing very well of late, has been taking a few defeats in, but his confidence should be running high after that destruction of Midas, that surprise proxy. But whether or not he has the confidence to take him through a long sustained game against a player who is obviously riding high right now remains to be seen. This matchup is being played on Python, and I have said it a million times before, and I'm gonna say it again, I absolutely freaking love this map. I want to have this map's babies and make lots of maps like this because it's just such a brilliant map. Every single game we've seen on it, from the game with Reach to the games with Savior and even the games with UOV, have been absolutely amazing and really fun to watch. So I'm hoping for another good one here. Nada has started at the 8 o'clock position, playing Terran and Brown, and Gorush has started at the 2 o'clock position, and Gorush just sending his Overlord to scout clockwise, so he's not going to find Nada's base. I do expect very soon. Oh my god, and Gorush has actually put down his spawning pool straight away, so maybe he fears a rush, or maybe he wants to rush, but he's put down his spawning pool straight away rather than going for the standard 3 hatchery build rather than going for a hatchery before the spawning pool. It does make kind of a little bit of sense on this map, because if the bases are close together, it does facilitate a very fast push from the Terran, and I guess Gorush is trying to avoid that. But he has put down his spawning pool as well as his extractor. He might maybe be trying to go for an off kind of rush, but the fact that Gorush has actually sent his drone out suggests to me that he wants to rush. He's sending that drone out because he wants to find out where the Terran base is, and he sent his Overlord out, and he is going to find that Terran base very quickly by process of elimination. Nada himself has started his barracks and sent an SCV out, and he's trying to find out where Gorush is. It's pretty standard scouting by Nada. I suspect Nada is probably going for a standard kind of one fact into expansion build, but he hasn't taken his gas yet, so maybe I'm wrong about that. Gorush on the other hand has put down that spawning pool. He did not put down a second hatchery, so that's very interesting to note. And he's producing zerglings. He's gone for 7 pool. Gorush has gone for 7 pool, and Gorush is actually rushing. I can't remember the last time I saw Gorush actually rushing in the game, and Gorush with his first set of zerglings. He knows where Nada's base is. Nada has not yet found him. Nada does not know whether Gorush is rushing. It'll be interesting to see if Nada's SCV spots those zerglings as they run around the middle of the map. And Nada's SCV is not going to spot that first batch of 6 zerglings from Gorush's base, because they've actually because Gorush knew where Nada's SCV was coming from, and he has managed to avoid those SCVs, and Nada still blocking his ramp very intelligently. I think he's just doing that to stop the scout. I don't think he's necessarily doing that to stop a rush. I don't think he anticipates a rush. He only has 1 Marine and 2 SCVs there, and maybe he does realize that Nada is rushing. Gorush is rushing. Nada has brought his SCVs out, and he's trying to surround those zerglings, but Nada did not have a lot on that ramp, and that first Marine got killed. He has a second Marine. He needs to put his SCVs between that Marine and those zerglings, but his second Marine gets taken out, so he's got no Marines. Gorush should be sending reinforcements. He does only have 1 hatchery, but Nada is now forced to use his SCVs to defend against Gorush's rush, and more zerglings pouring forth from Gorush. Nada should try to build a bunker, and it looks like he's doing exactly that. He's building a bunker in his main. More zerglings coming forth from Gorush. Gorush microing his zerglings accidentally. This is slowing down Nada's economy a little bit, though he's continuing to pump out SCVs, and he should have that barracks up soon, the bunker up soon. Once he has that bunker up, that's going to be very difficult for Gorush, and Gorush finds his zerglings blocked between those SCVs, so he's not going to be able to inflict a lot of damage. He has killed about 3 or 4 SCVs, so that's definitely hurting Nada's economy. But Nada's got the bunker up, and Gorush now trying to take that bunker down. Now Nada repairing the bunker, and I don't think Gorush is going to be able to take that bunker down. He doesn't have enough zerglings to do it, and also the bunker is being repaired by lots of SCVs. So Nada survives that rush. He definitely, I feel, has survived that rush. Gorush continuing to harass Nada's base. He continues to harass Nada's main. Nada now building a second barracks, realizing that he needs more troops to cope with the influx of zerglings. Gorush continues to force the zerglings. It looks like he set up an expansion at his natural expo. He has set up at 3 o'clock, and Gorush is now going to be able to take on a supply depot of Nada's, and this is going to cause Nada even more problems. So Gorush definitely hurting Nada's economy quite reasonably, and this might, and Nada might, in an ironic twist of fate, find himself beaten by a cheese rush, considering the fact that he used one himself to take out Midas earlier in the same matchup. But Nada definitely has survived the rush. He is producing Marines from 2 barracks now, and I think he's gonna have enough to keep Gorush back. Gorush now has put down his 3rd hatchery, so Gorush has established himself with a decent economic advantage. And once again, brilliant zergling micro from Gorush. He goes in and takes out that SCV that was building the supply depot. Nada is still building a supply depot with the 2nd SCV, and he's brought a 2nd SCV out to build that supply depot. So Nada definitely slowed down his production of units, and you can see that his command center is not producing any SCVs right now. It's back to producing SCV now, and Nada producing an academy as well as taking that refinery. So he's going to have medics and marines soon. Gorush, even though he did inflict significant damage on Nada's economy, the fact is that he only had 1 hatchery for some time there. He was only producing zerglings, not drones, so he doesn't have that many drones. So it's actually, even though I thought that was the case, it's actually very, very hard to predict whether or not he has actually damaged Nada's economy enough with this rush, whether this rush is going to pay off for him in the long run. I do feel that Nada has a lot of SCVs. He probably has as many, if not more, SCVs than Gorush has drones, and so therefore definitely Nada does find himself in a decent position, and we might just find this turning into a standard 3 hatch versus 1 base Terran game, at least to start with. And Nada is now putting up his academy. He does need to pressure Gorush quickly and force Gorush to spend more resources on Sunkens, because of the fact that Gorush has been applying all the pressure right now, and he can't allow Gorush to develop his economy at will. He needs to pressure Gorush to equalize this matchup. And Nada has got a significant force of Marines there, pumping from 2 barracks. He's got a significant force of Marines built up. Gorush does not have a lot of drones. He needs to start putting down a sunken line. He started his technology towards lair tech from that in his main, because he did have his extractor up very, very early. But Gorush needs to put a couple Sunkens down. Nada's got his academy up, he's got his comp up, he's going to have medics coming up very quickly. Gorush needs to try and pressure Nada into staying in his main. He needs to maneuver those zerglings around Nada's marines, and maybe try and pick off his medics as they come down the ramp without support, because Nada has rushed forward with his marines, and I guess Nada's trying to catch Gorush off guard. There come the medics. Gorush should have tried to catch those medics off guard. He hasn't. He's got a couple of Sunkens there that might be enough to hold against Nada's push, but the Sunkens are not yet ready. Gorush going with the marines. He's also got fire mats popping out now, so this spells trouble for Gorush. I'm not sure if Gorush is going to be able to hold this attack from Nada. He's only got 2 Sunkens and a handful of zerglings, and Nada's also got fire mats popping out. Gorush now going for the 3rd Sunken and a 4th Sunken further back. Nada goes in with his marines. That 1st Sunken is the only one currently up, and that's going to go down. Gorush forced to bring out the drones to fight. All his zerglings have gotten taken down. None of his further Sunkens are up, and this is very bad for Gorush. He's ruining a lot of drones in that fight. Nada only has 3 marines left, and that Sunken should be able to take them down, but he does have reinforcements coming in the way of those fire bats, and he stimmed those fire bats. Very excellent play by Nada. He stimmed those fire bats to bring them forward into the fight, and that Sunken is going to get taken down as well. Gorush does have more zerglings, and he's got another Sunken popping out, but Gorush has taken a significant hit. He's lost quite a few drones. Nada now rushing up the ramp very, very wisely with those fire bats into Gorush's main. This spells trouble for Gorush. If Nada can get those fire bats further up and into Gorush's drone line, he can do some significant damage. It looks like he's going to try just doing that. Nada's fire bats now going around towards Gorush's drone line. Gorush with more zerglings though. He's trying to corner those fire bats and take them out. Good zergling micro there. He's managed to round one of the fire bats, but the other fire bats